Hey guys! Today we're going to be taking a look at the Inatek Business Travel Carry-On Backpack, which is a durable and affordable 44-liter travel backpack. And we've taken a look at a few bags from Inatek on the channel in the past, and they've usually performed pretty well. So I was excited to test this one out, and I've been using it for the past couple of weeks, and so far it's been a pretty good experience. The bag has a really large capacity, so I've been able to hold a lot of stuff. It has a comfortable carry, some nice organizational options, and it comes in at a pretty good price. So I'm excited to share it with you guys, and I want to thank the company for sending the bag for me to test out, and let's just jump in and take a closer look. Starting out with the outside of the bag, overall the company has chosen to keep a pretty simple and minimalistic aesthetic. The look has been updated a little bit from the original Inatek travel bag that we looked at a while back, but I still really like the clean and simple style. It feels like it's going to blend in well into a variety of environments, and I also like that even though this is a larger pack, it doesn't look super technical or expensive. As far as the materials, the bag is made out of a durable feeling nylon that also seems like it's going to offer a decent amount of weather resistance. If you want a little bit of additional peace of mind if you get caught in some heavier rain, it also includes a rain cover that completely covers the outside of the bag. On top of that, the bag has really nice YKK zippers all around, so just a pretty good build quality that feels like it's going to hold up well over a number of trips. As far as the capacity, the bag comes in at about 44 liters, which is a ton of space. This is definitely going to be enough for holding items for at least a couple of weeks of travel. And this is bigger than what I normally like to take with me onto a flight. Once you start going over 40 liters of capacity, I feel like it becomes a risk for having to check on smaller airlines such as Ryanair or AirAsia. So I would be a little bit hesitant to travel internationally with a bag this big. With that being said, it is nice to have that additional capacity and not have to pack everything down so tightly. And I like that even though this is a larger bag, it still maintains a pretty slim silhouette even when it's fully packed out. So it's still going to be pretty easy to run around a crowded airport or jump onto a bus. And then a nice thing on the outside is that it does have compression straps all around. If the bag is a little bit empty or you just want to tighten things down a little bit, you're going to be able to shrink this down to about 40 liters of capacity, which should make it a little bit more carry-on friendly. So a pretty nice size overall, especially if you're not a super minimal packer or you're just starting to get into one bag travel. Another concern I would note with this larger capacity is the weight. So the bag on its own is around 4 pounds, so it's a little bit heavier just due to all the materials that it has, and it also has a fair amount of padding all around. But on top of that, if you fill a bag this large out, chances are that you are definitely going to go over the weight limits on a lot of the airlines with tougher restrictions. So this may end up being a better option if you don't mind checking a bag or if you normally travel more by bus or train. Continuing along the outside of the bag, I was happy to see that it has an external water bottle compartment. Currently what I have in here is the same bottle that you've seen in all my other travel bag videos, and that fits in there really comfortably. The compartment has a nice amount of elasticity, so if you have a bigger bottle, it should be able to stretch out. And then I really like that you have the ability to zip it closed for when you're not using it to prevent it from getting snagged on anything. Also along the outside, you have really comfortable handles on the top and side of the bag. So this is going to be really helpful for placing this into an overhead storage compartment or if you want to carry it like a briefcase. The handles themselves offer a nice amount of padding. They feel really reinforced and they're just very comfortable overall. Moving on to the straps and the back paneling, overall the bag has been really comfortable to wear. I like how the straps have been implemented here. They have a nice amount of padding, but they're really soft and comfortable right out of the box, and they're nice and thick. As you can see on the inside, they have a meshy material to help prevent moisture from building up. They also have a really nice width to prevent them from digging into your shoulders while the bag is fully packed out. On top of that, the bag has an adjustable and removable sternum strap that's going to help distribute the weight. And then on the strap, there is also a little pocket here that you can use to place a transit card so that you can grab it quickly while you're on the go. Near the bottom, you also have the ability to attach and remove an included waist belt, which is nice to have, especially since this is a little bit of a larger bag. I'm not crazy about the implementation on the waist belt, even though it's easy to attach and remove. It really is just a simple strap, so it doesn't offer much in the way of support. So normally I just kind of leave this off as it adds a lot of clutter and I really don't feel like it helps remove any of the weight off my shoulders. Continuing on to the back paneling, this has also been really comfortable. It has the same sort of padding and meshy material that we saw on the straps. On top of that, there's a nice amount of elevation to create this air channel to help airflow while you're walking around throughout the day. And then down near the bottom, I really like how much padding is offered here, especially since this is a taller bag. This rests really nicely against my lower back. While we're on the back paneling, a nice feature here is this strap that you can use to tie down the shoulder straps when you want to carry the bag like a briefcase or if you have to check the bag. And you could also potentially use this as a luggage pass-through. And one thing that I did notice about this strap is that if you're not careful with the placement of the buckle, you can tend to feel it digging into your back. So with a little bit of adjustment, I was able to get rid of that, but just something to keep in mind. And then another nice touch here on the back is you do have this actual luggage pass-through that you can use to rest this on your suitcase if you're traveling with a roller bag and walking around the airport. One thing that I thought was interesting is that the strap actually covers the luggage pass-through, so you kind of have to put the pass-through in first, and then you can use this strap to secure the luggage to just kind of prevent it from slipping out. But I did feel that that was a little bit inconvenient. I wish the strap was either placed in front of it or that I didn't have to undo this to be able to place this over my luggage pass-through. The last thing here on the back paneling is that there's a hidden compartment down near the bottom that you can use to store sensitive items such as your passport or wallet. So it has a nice hidden zippers that's not going to be easy for pickpockets to get to. Plenty of space here. Currently what I have in here is just my Field Notes notebook to show off the size, but plenty of leftover space if you have multiple items that you want to store a little bit more safely. Jumping into the organizational options, the bag has a decent amount of pockets, but I like that the overall layout is pretty simple. On the front, there's just this larger quick access compartment that you can get to really easily throughout the day. And so it's a little bit on the flatter side, so it may not be the best for bulkier items. Currently what I have in here is my GoRuck wire dock, which fits in there really nicely. This is where I have a lot of my cables and dongles and smaller tech accessories. And so besides that, it's just a very simple compartment, no sort of internal organization or fleece lining. This is gonna be a great spot maybe if you have a tablet or a candle that you wanna be able to get to quickly. The compartment is fairly tall. It goes down about 2/3 of the way, so it's a little bit suspended, which is also nice if you happen to place the bag down a little bit harder. But overall, I like that this is just a nice simple area that's also gonna have enough leftover space for me to toss in my phone and my wallet while I'm running through TSA. Next up, there is a larger admin type compartment that has a lot of internal organization and slip pockets. I like that this has a little bit of a wider opening to make it easier to get into all the internal areas. And so plenty of space here. Currently what I have here near the top is just my in-case accessory pouch, which is what I'm using as my DOP kit at the moment. I like to leave that here near the top so that I can grab it quickly. This is also gonna be a good spot to maybe just rest my liquids so that I could take them out while going through security. And then on the inside, plenty of space. This is a pretty deep compartment. It goes all the way down to the bottom of the bag. So this is gonna be a great spot to maybe put in an additional pair of flip-flops or flatter sneakers, or maybe even a jacket if you wanna get to it quickly. For now, I just kinda left this emptier to leave a little bit more space for the main area. And then down near the bottom, there's a few larger slip pockets that are pretty deep. I can definitely fit my full hand in there, and these are gonna be pretty good for holding larger accessories if you have bulkier chargers or maybe a portable battery that you wanna get to quickly. It's gonna be a great spot to hold that. And then moving up near the top, you have a larger slip pocket where I currently have my Ray-Ban sunglasses with their case. And then next to that, you have a few small slots where you can put smaller items such as a pen or a stylus. And then I also have just a simple nail clipper. And then all the way on the left here, there is a larger slip pocket where I currently have my GoPro Hero 3 Plus. And I like that this comes up a little bit more to give you that flexibility if you have bulkier items that you need to store. There's also a smaller zippered mesh compartment on the front of this area where you can store some smaller accessories, maybe a cable or a dongle. I chose to leave this a little bit emptier just because typically when you have these pockets that are on top of each other, it can be a little bit tricky and a tight fit to try to use both at once. So I just wanted to use the larger area because I had the bulkier GoPro, but this is still a nice area to just have some smaller accessories, or if you need to get to some coins quickly, this is gonna be a great spot to put them. So just a really great job overall with the organizational layout and the amount of space in this compartment. This is gonna be super useful, especially if you're doing a lot of business travel with this, so that you can have all of your tech and work items easily accessible. The next area we're gonna take a look at is the main compartment. And the first thing I'll mention here is the zipper for this area is actually lockable, which is a nice touch to add a little bit of peace of mind. And then this does have a full suitcase style opening, so you can open this up flat for easier packing. One thing to note about that is you will have to release some of the compression straps so that you can open that up fully. So coming all the way around, a nice simple layout here. Even though this opens like a suitcase, most of the capacity is on one side of the bag. So this is where you're gonna store all of your travel clothing and packing cubes and shoes, which we'll get into in a little bit. So I'll start off with the flap. Here you just have two larger organizational compartments. The first one here on the top is this nice mesh area. I like how much this comes up. It offers a nice amount of space. If you like to separate out your socks or underwear, this may be a good spot to do so. And then near the bottom, you have another simple area where you could store maybe some of your tech accessories, your toiletries, or any sensitive items that you just want to keep a little bit more hidden as you're traveling. So I normally don't use these sorts of compartments just because they're a little bit harder to get to and they kind of take away space from the main area of the bag. So it's nice that they just kind of lay flat if you don't want to use them. Moving into the main storage area, I like that it has this mesh cover to kind of help keep things in place. So opening this up, nice YKK zippers here as well. And so plenty of capacity here. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, with the items that I have here, I could definitely travel for at least a couple of weeks. And so jumping in, the first thing that I have is a pair of Toms, which I take with me on pretty much every trip. And then I also have a simple pair of flatter sneakers. These are the Penguin Chillers. And then I also have a smaller compressible packing cube from Nomadic that has my underwear, socks, and t-shirts. And then I also have my larger double-sided and compressible packing cube from Arkedo, where I have my button-down shirts, my jeans, and just my larger clothing items. And so now with the compartment empty, you can get a feel for the simple layout of this compartment, just a big bucket of space. I really like the flexibility that these layouts give, especially when using packing cubes. And then it's also nice that because there's no sort of compression straps on the outside, that this zipper kind of helps keep everything in place. So really like the implementation here and how much space it offers. The last area we're going to take a look at is the laptop and tech area. And so this also has a lockable zipper and it has a compartment that opens up completely flat. So in order to open it up, you will have to release all the compression straps to take full advantage. And so this flat lay feature is still really popular on travel bags, as in theory it should make it easier to get through airport security. I'm always a little bit skeptical of this feature and normally just end up taking out my laptop regardless, just to avoid any delays or having the TSA agent tell me that I have to take my device out. But still a nice implementation here. I like that there's a separate padded sleeve. It's elevated off the bottom of the ground. It offers plenty of space. This will definitely hold up to a 15-inch laptop. Currently what I have in here is my 13-inch Touch Bar MacBook Pro, and you can see that the compartment kind of swallows that up, so plenty of leftover space here near the top. It also comes up a nice amount if you have a thicker device. So pulling my laptop out, no sort of fleece lining on the inside to help prevent against scratching, but the sleeve itself does offer a decent amount of padding, and it also has this nice Velcro strap here to prevent the device from sliding out when you open it fully flat. Moving on to the other side of the compartment, there's just a simple, larger mesh zippered area that you can use to store additional tech accessories and chargers. Currently what I have in here is my iPad mini 2. Since there is no dedicated tablet slot, I wanted to keep it in the same area as the laptop. And then there's still plenty of leftover space, so I also have my Samsung portable hard drive, and then I also have my Apple Magic Mouse. And even with the items that I currently had in there was some leftover space, but I would avoid overpacking this compartment, especially with bulkier items, to avoid any pressure coming onto the laptop screen. So a pretty simple layout in this area overall, but it still feels like my tech is going to be well protected and easy to access. And overall, just a really nice amount of capacity and organization offered throughout the entire bag. And if you're looking for a solid, larger capacity bag that's going to come in at under $100, this is going to be a great option to check out. And so to wrap up, it's been a great experience testing out the Inatek Business Travel Carry-On Backpack over the past couple of weeks. Although it's a little bigger than what I normally like to travel with, the bag has offered tons of capacity. It's been very comfortable to wear. It has a solid build quality, some nice organizational options, and it comes in at a pretty good price. And so you can currently purchase this on Amazon for about $90, which I think is a pretty good price considering the features and build quality that the bag has to offer. With that being said, there are a lot of great options at this price point that might be worth taking a look at. And so as I was testing this out, one of the first bags this made me think of was the eBags eTech 3.0, which we looked at a little while back. That was another larger capacity bag that had a really solid build quality, some nice organizational options, and the eBags brand name is just really well known in the travel bag space. So if you're looking for something in a similar price range that's going to offer a lot of capacity, that's going to be a good option to check out. The next bag this made me think of was the Amazon Basics Slim Travel Backpack, which we looked at pretty recently. That was another bag in this under $100 price range that offered a nice amount of capacity, some great organizational options, and it also had an improved build quality over the original Amazon Basics Travel Backpack. So if you're looking for something with a similar size and price range but has maybe a little bit more of an updated and modern look, the Amazon Basics Slim Travel Backpack is going to be a great option to take a look at. Another bag this made me think of was the Heinz Eagle 44-liter travel backpack, which is a really versatile and affordable larger travel bag. It has a slightly different organizational style than this, lots of pocketing, it's really lightweight, it offers some great weather resistance, and so if you're looking for a larger bag in this price range that's going to be a little bit lighter, the Heinz Eagle 44 liter travel bag is going to be another great option to keep in mind. If you have a little bit of a higher budget, another good bag to take a look at would be the Standard Luggage Co. Travel Backpack, which is just a really solid bag for one bag travel. It has a very similar capacity to this. It also has the ability to expand if you need a little bit of additional capacity and you don't mind checking your bag. That one's going to come in at around $180, so it is substantially more expensive, but the build quality on that is fantastic. It has some great organizational options. It's very comfortable, and if you want something that's going to give you just a little bit more peace of mind that is going to hold up over multiple trips, that's going to be a great option to check out. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the Nomadic Travel Bag, which is a 40-liter duffel style bag that you can carry as a backpack. And that's been one of my favorite larger carry-on bags that I've used on multiple trips. It has a really solid amount of organizational options, plenty of capacity. It's really durable and weather resistant. And it also has a really nice waist belt for when you have a little bit of a heavier load. That one's also going to be a little bit more expensive, coming in closer to the $200 price point. But if you want a really versatile bag that's going to hold up well and offer just a little bit different style to something like this that's more of a traditional backpack, the Nomadic Travel Bag is going to be a great option to keep in mind as well. With that being said, the Inatek Business Travel Carry-On Backpack holds up great against all those bags. And if you're looking for a larger capacity bag for one bag travel that's going to offer a comfortable carry, some nice organizational options, and it comes in at under $100, this is going to be a great option to check out. And so I'm definitely curious to hear what you guys think of this larger option from Inatek, and whether you like to travel with larger bags such as this, or if you prefer to pack a little bit more minimally and avoid any headaches that might come with having to check a bag. And if there are any other options like this that you'd like to see me feature on the channel, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank the company again for sending the bag for me to test out. And if you guys found this video useful, please give us a like. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And thank you guys so much.